Hello everyone, this is Stephen Balch, your instructor for Introduction to Microeconomics at Ozarka College. Today what I thought I'd do is give you just a short introduction to this course, just kind of give you an overview of what this course is going to entail, and also just kind of go over the high points of the syllabus with you. So let's kind of get started here. So what I'm showing you right here on the screen is the course syllabus, which I access by clicking the syllabus link over here on the navigation bar on the left side of the My Ozarka page. You just click on syllabus, and that's where the syllabus displays like I have on the screen. And you'll notice on the top of the syllabus it shows information about this course. It also, right below that, shows my contact information and so forth, and my office hours. Now, some of you know me from taking other classes with me, and some of you don't. So let me just kind of introduce myself a little bit. Again, just like I said a minute ago, my name is Stephen Balch. I have taught here at Ozarka for about 27 years, so this is my 28th year. I'm starting my 28th year, so I've really enjoyed teaching here at Ozarka over those years, and I've taught this particular microeconomics course just about every semester since I've started teaching here at Ozarka those many years ago. So I'm really familiar with the course and the outcomes, and I really enjoy teaching the course, and I really think that you'll enjoy taking the course and learning some things that will be valuable to you a little bit later on in your education and also in your career. But I live in Mountain View. My office is in Mountain View. So if you come by and see me in person, it would have to be on the Mountain View campus. So I realize most of you are not going to be able to do that. So probably the best way to contact me if you have questions during this semester is to use course mail over here on the left-hand side on that navigation pane. You'll just click on course mail and type in your message. Doing it that way, then I will get your message very quickly and respond to you very quickly. If you send me a message through my general Ozarka email, which is also shown there on the syllabus, I'll get your message, but I may not know who's sending me the message because all it's going to have is whatever personal email address that you use to set up My Ozarka. And unless you put your name in the message somewhere and also what class it's pertaining to, I'm not going to know that. And then so I'm going to have to email you back with that, request that information. So to eliminate that problem, the best way to contact me if you have a question during this semester or just need to tell me something, then just use course mail, and that way I'll know exactly who it is, what course it pertains to, and I'll be able to get back, respond to your message a lot more efficiently. Okay? All right. So just kind of look over that. Let me know if you have questions. The next three items on the course syllabus are all closely tied together, so I'm going to talk about them all at one time to save a little bit of time here. And those are the course description, rationale, and outcomes. Those are all very closely tied together. Basically, in this course, we're going to first learn about the economic problem. The whole reason that we have a topic or a subject area called economics is because there is an economic problem that is created because we have limited resources and we have unlimited wants. And because of that discrepancy between the two, because of that difference, we have to make economic decisions on how best to use our resources to satisfy as many of our unlimited wants as we possibly can. In other words, to try to get as much satisfaction or utility, as it's called in economics, and we'll learn more about that later on in the semester. But basically, we're studying first in economics, whether it's macro or micro, we're studying the basic economic problem. and how we kind of measure and kind of think about and model how individual decision makers in the economy make decisions on how best to use their resources. All right. Now, when we specifically talk about microeconomics, which is the focus of this course, it's a branch of economics that is focused on individual markets in the overall economy. So, for example, in microeconomics, we wouldn't look at the aggregate demand or aggregate supply in the market like we would in macroeconomics. Instead, what we would do is look at, for example, the automobile market, a specific type of market in the overall economy, or the computer chip market, or the AI model market, different markets that all have unique characteristics that we will look at during the course of this semester, okay? So the basic outcomes for microeconomics, we're going to be looking at things like resources, cost, advantages, production in the firm. We're going to be looking at demand and supply curves as they relate to specific markets. We're going to be looking at things like consumer choice, production, utility, and cost. We'll look at different types of market structures. There are about 4 different types that are along a spectrum of market structure that firms operate in. We'll also look at economic decision makers. For example, households are one type of decision maker in the economy that we'll look at in microeconomics. There's also firms, companies that produce a good or service, and we'll look at those decisions that firms make as well. And then we'll also look at governments and then the rest of the world, how they make decisions as well. All right, but the main focus is in this course is going to be households and firms, how they make economic choices or decisions. All right, so just kind of look over those 3 sections there, and let me know if you have any questions. Again, they're all closely tied together. All right, the textbook that we need for this class, this is what it looks like, and it's called Econ Micro 7. The 7 just represents the edition. So it's the 7th edition of that book. Now, make sure that when you go and purchase your textbook, whether it's at the college bookstore or somewhere else, make sure you take this information with you, especially the ISBN number, and verify that you're getting the correct textbook, whether you're ordering it or whatever it is. Verify it, check it, double check it, make sure that it's correct, because there are different versions of the book and they all have different ISBN numbers. So make sure that you're getting the correct textbook. Okay, if you have questions about it, if you have problems finding the textbook, just let me know and I'll help you as much as I can. All right. Additional materials. In addition to the textbook, obviously, since this is an online class, you're going to need a reliable computer and internet connection. All right. And so that's should be self-explanatory there. All right, so just let me know if you have questions about the materials that you need. Next item on the syllabus is methods of instruction. I'm going to let you read through that. That's just kind of standard methods of instruction that you're going to see in most of your business courses or most of your social science courses, that are basic concepts-based course. You're going to basically have the same kind of methods of instruction. So just read through that. Let me know if you have questions. All right, next item on the syllabus is probably the most important part of the syllabus, which is the evaluation procedures. This is basically where I tell you specifically how your grade's going to be determined in this class. Now, I know when I was a college student many, many years ago, that's always what I wanted to know the first day of class is, okay, how is my grade going to be determined in this class? What do I need to do well in this class? And so basically in this class, you're going to have 5 things that are going to comprise your grade. You're going to have assignments, discussions, chapter test, a midterm exam, and a final exam. All right, and you'll notice each one of those has a percentage next to it, and that just represents how much as a percentage that component's going to make up of your final course grade. So, for example, assignments make up 26% of your final course grade in this course. All right? So I'm going to let you read through that. I'm not going to bore you with reading that to you. That's something that you should be able to read through and understand. If you don't understand it, just let me know. The last part of the evaluation procedure section is a little subcategory there called Artificial Intelligence AI Use Policy. And what this is this something kind of relatively new that we added to our syllabi at Ozarka over the last year or so, with the increased development of AI tools and so forth, increased use of those. We need to specify, and that's what I've done here, is I've specified, what you can use AI for in this particular course. And in this course, it's very, very open and lenient in that you can use AI to brainstorm and organize your research and, to learn more about the concepts. But you don't want to use AI to just replace learning in the course. In other words, you don't want to just use AI to just do your work for you and just submit whatever AI tells you. What you want to do instead is use AI to learn more about the concepts so that you can then complete your assignments and put the information into your own words. And that's really the main thing, is make sure that whatever you're open to do whatever you want with AI and other sources, but whatever you submit to me as an activity in this course needs to be your own work as far as your own words that you've used. All right? So just kind of keep that in mind, and that's closely tied to the academic integrity section a little bit later on the syllabus. All right? All right, grading scale. Just kind of look that over. Let me know if you have questions. It's the standard grading scale that you see in most classes. It shouldn't be a surprise to you. All right, the second most important part of the syllabus is probably the makeup policy. And I've got that listed here, described exactly or explained what my makeup policy is here. Basically, in essence, what I've done here is my policy is that makeup work is not allowed unless there is some kind of special circumstance. And that circumstance will be evaluated on an individual basis. So if you have some, circumstance that you think I should consider to allow you to be able to make up work, then just send me a course mail. Be very specific on what's going on and, why you weren't able to get the work submitted on time. And then I'll look at that, evaluate it, and then I'll let you know. All right? But just in general, just keep in mind that you need to get the work turned in by the due date. Okay? All right. So just let me know if you have questions about that. And then the academic integrity section, make sure you kind of look at that. Again, it kind of goes back to what I just talked about with AI policy. Just make sure that whatever you're submitting to me in this course is your own work. It's your own words, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. And the rest of the syllabus, I'm just going to let you read through. It's just standard sections that you're going to see in all your classes. It's going to be the same in all your classes, so I'm not going to bore you with going through all that. So that's just basically the high points of the syllabus. You need to spend some time this week, this first week of class, when you have some time, go back and review over the syllabus, and especially those parts that I said were very important, and make sure that if you have any questions that you let me know right away so that we're on the same page as far as what the expectations are for the course, okay? All right. The other thing I want to show you real quick, try not to make this video too long, is the activities page. So if you look over here on the navigation pane on the left-hand side, There are several links there, and I showed you the syllabus link earlier. The very first link there is activities, and that's what I just clicked on to open the activities page. This activities page is the page you're going to interact with the most as we go through the semester, because it has all the activities, all of the assignments and discussions and tests and exams that you'll work on this semester that will make up your grade for the course. All right. Now, you'll notice everything's organized by week. So during week 1, which is obviously where we're at right now, we have a getting started link. Now, what that is, when you click on it, you're just going to see some links to resources that I want you to look through, like the syllabus, and has a link to the textbook and so forth. There's nothing to turn in for the getting started activity. It's just basically there for information. The only thing you're going to be submitting this first week is the introduce yourself discussion. You're going to need to reply to that discussion by Friday of this week. All right? And a lot of you have already done it. A lot of you have already replied to it, and I really appreciate that. But basically here what you're doing is you're going to read my original post here where I introduce myself to the class and I tell you, what information I want you to include in your reply. And you'll just click the reply button and type in basic introduction for yourself. And this is just a way for us to kind of get to know each other a little bit better, since we don't see each other face to face. This is just kind of a way for us to kind of at least have an online discussion where we introduce ourselves. Now, during the course of the semester, you'll learn a little bit more about me. I know I told you a little bit today, but also in this discussion, as I reply to each of your replies, and as we go through that introduce yourself discussion, I'll share a little bit more information about me as well. All right? So that's the only thing that's due the first week. Let's go back to activities. Now, the first set of activities from the textbook are going to be due Tuesday of next week, August 25th. So you've got right at a week from today, to get the chapters 1 and 2 activities submitted. So you'll notice there's a chapters 1 and 2 assignment, test, and discussion. And then the case studies link here is just the case study that you'll read in order to do the discussion for chapters 1 and 2. So there's not anything to turn in for the case studies. It's just basically a reading assignment that you'll use to do the discussion. All right? So basically you'll have those 3 things due: the assignment, test, and discussion, all due by Tuesday of next week. And so, get your book as soon as you can, and start working on those chapters 1 and 2 activities. Let me know if you have any questions. All the instructions are on each one of those activity pages. When you click on the page or the link on the page that displays, you'll see all the instructions. Just make sure you carefully follow all of those instructions. All right? Also, make sure you put your name on your assignment. Okay? Make sure you type your name on there. All right? And so that's really all I have for you for today. So just be working. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to teaching this class this semester. I'm really looking forward to having each one of you in class. And hope everybody has a great semester, and I will talk to you next time. Thank you.